Welcome back to K&R Sports Talk, where it's a pleasure today. We are both shooting a video in the same day with each other. Blessed for this. Once again, I'm Rafe, and this is
K&R Sports Talk. I'm Kreightyn Johnson. I couldn't be more excited to get to do this. And today we're going to be going over Class 1 and 2, my football rankings through Week 5. It's been a great first 5 weeks of Missouri high school football, and nothing less than fireworks across the state of Missouri, classes 1 through 6. And that's at 8-man into that. We'll go over 8-man later this week. They're kind of their own different thing. We will talk about their game of the week tomorrow, where we will be joined by King City. I'm excited to go over Class 1 and 2 because they've been so good. They've been so competitive. Class 3 through 6 is out, and it is on it's on Instagram if you guys want to go see that. For Class 1, I'm going to kick it off, and it's there. I mean, they're 5-0. They're really them and Putnam County, which you'll see next. They're the two 5-0 teams to start this year. Liberty, Mountain View, and Salem's the two wins that I think Thayer puts them over the top. There's been nothing on the schedule so far in their 5 wins. It tells me anything less than they need to be number 1.
number 2. We have Putnam County. They are another 5-0 team, very dominant team up there as well. Their two big dubs are South Harrison and Brookfield. Putnam County put on a show against a very, very good Brookfield team. This week, they will be headed over to Polo for another great matchup. Polo. We'll talk about some Polo. Polo coaches are very, very good. They have a great coaching staff. They've been there for a couple years, so they know what they're talking about. And I just cannot wait to watch and go over this game next week.
Coming in at number 3, and now we got a list of a bunch of 4-1 schools, and they're really a toss-up here, but I'm going to give number 3 spot. I gave number 3 spot to Marionville. One, they played a bunch of bigger schools, and as a Class 1 school, playing Class 3 schools is a huge step up for them, just in size of school. Their two big wins that I look at are Diamond and Fairgrove. Sorry, Diamond and Stockton. They've lost a Southside Charter this year, but I don't expect that to be something that bites them real big in the butt when it comes to Mission Committee giving them a good district spot. That's why I have them my number 3 spot over the next 2 teams.
Number 4, Tipton, another great Tipton team this year. Last year they were pretty good as well. They went pretty far, but just couldn't make it all the way. Their two big dubs this year are Fairgrove and California. Those two are very good schools. The reason we put them at number 4 is not just because of all who they've beat, but also they've put up some good numbers against Lamar. They just could not get it done. This week they're at Fayette.
In my 5 spot, it's a KCI conference team that I have to watch a lot of. Not to say that I love North Platte, but they're a good football team this year, and I don't like putting in them at number 5, but they have earned this spot. It goes to North Platte for one reason. They have taken down some teams that I didn't expect them to. And I look back to last week, and it's Hamilton. They gave Hamilton the butt kicking that I didn't expect at all. They've also beat Butler this year. Their one loss comes to a Lathrop team that kind of shocks me, and that's why I dropped them down to 5. I originally had them at 3, but I put them at 5 because of that loss to Lathrop. It kind of throws a loop in my head that I don't know why they couldn't get the job done, but they just couldn't get it done against Lathrop. That's why I have them at number 5 instead of number 3.
Number 6 is Ash Grove, another great team. Their big dubs were El Dorado Springs and Stockton. Their only loss is Miller, and this week they're at Skyline.
So, my number 7 spot, and this is going to probably make some people mad, but I'm going to give it to 2 and 3 Adrian. And the reason I give this to 2 and 3 Adrian is because they play some huge schools. And their 3 losses that I look at they were once again 3 competitive losses. Warsaw, Holden, and Midway. 1 good Class 1 school. Warsaw, my number 2 team in Class 2. We'll get to that one here in just a second. And then Holden, another good Class 2 school?
Yes,
I believe Class 2. Yes, Class 2 school. So their losses are coming to good teams. I expect them to really take a step up. This is a good Adrian team, and that's why I kept them at 7.
Number 8 is Penny. They are currently 1 and 4 right now. They did come off with a surprising win first week, and that was against Lafayette County. That was also a great game. I really thought that win would determine their season, but unfortunately it did not. Penny is a 1 and 4 team this year. Their big losses were Lawson and North Platte. Once again, he talked about North Platte. They're off and on, but North Platte really showed them who they could be and what their talent could do this year. They play East Buchanan this week. I'm honestly speechless on like score predicament wise or who could come out with other just because of how they played Penny. But I feel like that'd be a great game if East Buck doesn't bow down.
Now, people are not going to like me for this one once again. Windsor's number 9 on my list, and yes, they're perfect. They've been perfect this year. But the reason if they get a midway win this year, or I'm sorry, a midway win this week, then it'll show me some things because Midway also beat Adrian, and I think Adrian's a very good Class 1 school. They're perfect, I understand that, but they just haven't proven enough to me yet this year. Yes, they beat Stockton. Yes, they beat Lone Jack. They just haven't put together enough this year to show me why they need to be higher in the rankings.
Number 10 is Salisbury. They are another perfect team, a 5-0 team. They've beat Midway and Harrisburg, and, they're playing Marceline this week. It'll be a good game, but I definitely have Salisbury coming on top of that, so good luck to them.
Another thing I want to add to Class 1 is it's been very competitive, and I've got a 2-3 Adrian team at 7, and I got a 1-4 Penny team at 8. They have just played teams that I think are coming down in districts are going to help them in Class 1. I think those are two good teams. I think Windsor and Salisbury are two great teams. I think this top 10, in my opinion, any one of these 10 can step up and win Class 1. I think it's all up in the air right now. They do play Marceline this week in Salisbury, so I expect that to be a game that I kind of maybe bumps them a little bit. So big games in Class 1 this week. Now I get to step down to Class 2. I'll let you lead this one off in a great Class 2 team.
All right, a very great Class 2 team, the powerhouse of Class 2. I am not going to frown upon it. A great Class 3 team last year moved down to Class 2. They are a state title team and probably looking for a back-to-back state title. They are a very hungry program. We got Blair Oaks, 5-0. Very good team. All right. We got Maryville and Osage. Those are their big wins. And this week, they're playing Blue Valley Southwest, which is a Kansas powerhouse team.
At number 2, it's another great 5-0 team in Class 2. If it wasn't for Blair Oaks, this would be the best team in Class 2. Blair Oaks, just a great school. I'm going to give it to Warsaw. They've taken down Lawson, and that's really only the promising win that I see on their schedule. But you watch film and against the teams that they've beat, they have just proven why they are so good. They step it up every time it comes in. They are kicking teams' butt early, and I think those scores would maybe be 80, 90-0 if they didn't do the respectful thing. They will they will play El Dorado Springs at home this week. That's a big game for them. I expect that to be a good game. But this is why Warsaw's number 2, because they haven't given me anything from my preseason polls. They haven't given me anything to move them down yet.
And now we got number 3, Mid-Buchanan. Mid-Buchanan is a very, very good team. They've been a good team for quite a bit now. 2020 they had a state run, and last year they had a state run, just couldn't pull it off in the state quarterfinals. We got a great 5-0 Mid-Buchanan team, big dubs against Lawson and West Platte. Those are two very great teams and two very well-coached teams. This week they have Lathrop at home, looking to come off perfect once again.
One thing I want to add is those are great coaches over there in Mid-Buck, and I think that's one thing that's going to push them over, maybe even push them over the top 2 teams, is the coaches that lead the way at Mid-Buck. So
sure.
That's something that I expect out of them. At number 4, it's another great team. It's Lamar. The thing that concerns me about them, and yeah, they have 3 perfect teams in front of them. 3 teams that I think have every right to the state title and this year in Class 2. But they've put together good wins against Tipton. Yes, Class 2 school, but a very, very good class. Tipton's a Class 1 school. Yep. A very good Class 1 school, though, and that's why I can send out a promising win. And Cassville, another promising win. Their 2 losses come to McDonald County. Great name, by the way. And Mount Vernon. Those 2 losses is what stands out to me. Those are their 2 losses on the year. They are a great football team, and I expect them to cause some chaos on the top side of that Class 2 bracket. But for right now, they stand at number 4 for me.
And number 5, we have Monroe City, a great 4-1 team again. We got Montgomery County and Centralia. Centralia, Missouri is a pretty good team. Last year, they were pretty dominant as well, and they've only lost to Valley Catholic, another great school.
At my number 6 spot, it's another 4-1 team. I feel like every time I look down, I say 4-1 teams. It's Holden, and a great Holden team at that. And Pembroke Hill's their promising win for me. I think they should be 5-0, to be honest. And I think but they lost to a St. Francis Borgia team, which you go look at my rankings, they're in my top 5. And I'm not sure what class I put. I'm not 100% sure what class, so I'm not going to say it. But they're in my top 5 for whatever class they're in. And I look at that game as a huge game that Holden competed in. But that's their one loss comes to, and that's why Holden's number 6 for me, is just because they have that one loss. If they were to pull that St. Francis Borgia win off, I think they jump ahead Monroe City and Lamar.
Number 7, we have Fairgrove, a above 500 team right now. They're currently 3-2, and their big wins are Mountain Grove and Hollister. Their losses are Tipton and Clever, and this week they will be playing Springfield Catholic.
At number 8, it's Liberty Mountain View, and they're 4-1. The reason they're number 8 is because I just can't see enough to move them up yet. Yes, a Fairgrove team that's 3-2. They just haven't shown me enough yet to move them up. Yes, they lost to my number 1 ranked team, Thayer. They lost to my number 1 team, Thayer. I believe that was week 1, if I remember right. Yeah. But this is a great Liberty team, and I expect them to go somewhere in Class 2.
Number 9, we have Centralia. We did mention them earlier. You know, they're a pretty solid team. Right now, their big wins are Mexico and Houseville. They've only lost to Monroe City, which is another good team. I believe they are Monroe City. Yeah, they're Class 2. Right now, they're on the road to Highland. So.
And to wrap up my Class 2 is Father Tolton, and they've grabbed some great wins this year, but Forsyth really sticks out to me. They will head to St. Francis Borgia, and if they can get a win this week, they will move up big time in these Class 2 rankings. I expect this to be another great week in Class 2. I expect this to be another great week in Missouri high school football. I appreciate you guys tuning in once again. Make sure you guys follow, you like, you comment, you do whatever you need to do to get this out to everybody. I want this to be spread. This is Class 1 and 2 high school football rankings after Week 5, and we will head to Week 6, and that will kick off Week 6. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next time.